Welcome to our posts. Today we will see stories of r/entitled parents.
My mother is probably going to die alone, and I'm very happy about it. Some backstory: I moved to Texas in 2013 when I was 26 on a whim because my relationship with my mother was toxic beyond belief. Throughout my time there, I had cut off all communication due to her alcoholism, causing a domino effect in other parts of my life. Amy having to call off my wedding because she decided to go into a drunken rage a few nights beforehand. Fast forward to December 23 of 2020, my dad got COVID, spent 9 days in the hospital and ultimately passed away on January 2, 2021. His death caused me to literally sell everything I owned, break my lease on my rental house, quit my beloved job, leave all of my friends to move home to New York to help her. Her alcoholism has gotten so out of control she refuses to work. I'm 65, I've paid my dues, so she depended on me and my younger sister to help her. I knew damn well where this was going, and I knew what the end result was going to be. She wakes up and the first thing she does before she even takes a piss is make herself a vodka soda. Gets so blackout drunk by 11 a.m. she's falling on the tile floor, she's pooped herself multiple times, she face planted right into 2 TVs, over the course of a year, while trying to get off the couch. I've been home since March 27, 2021, and she's been to detox twice, multiple times, but she never goes through with it. She just sits on the couch and cries about how she lost her husband. Not to discredit her, but 2 daughters lost their dad. Way too early, no warning. It's the same old song and dance. She charged me $600 a month for a glorified closet with a twin-sized mattress on the floor, not even a box spring under it. I swear, Ukrainian refugees had better living conditions than me. She makes my sister do all the cooking because she's so drunk by the time the afternoon rolls around she's usually passed out. Things finally came to a head back in April when I had a few friends over on a Friday night. We had a fire going out back. I'm in my early 30s, so my rager days are long gone. Just literally 4 friends, Pandora playing on my phone, not even a speaker, and some weed. Very low key in my opinion. Well, not low-key enough for her. She stumbles out slurring and screaming that we need to SCFU, turn it down, it's so loud. It was 9 p.m. on a Friday, so I just go numb, start yesing her to death, all the while giving my friends the she's about to morph into a demogorgon. Time to leave, save yourself. I volunteer as tribute. Look. As everyone is gathering their things, she gets in my face and slurs, "You were my worst mistake and I wish you would have died instead of your father." When I tell you, it took every ounce of self-control not to just throw her into that fire pit. So I made it my mission to GTFO. I found a rental house that I have to work 2 jobs to afford. I am happy as a clam. I felt bad for leaving my sister. We're only 2 years apart and very, very close. I knew it was just going to take a little time before my sister had enough of her leeching. Lo and behold, I become great friends with my neighbor, who has an apartment available. Guess who's moving in solo November 1st? That's right. My sister. And guess who has to go move to Bum-F, North Carolina because her friend is offering her a room to stay in? That's right. The see you next Tuesday herself. I give it 6 months before her friend gets absolutely fed up with her drunken crap. I personally don't really care what happens to her. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have any parents. I hope she does a lonely, miserable death. I know my sister and I will be just fine, even better when she's gone for good. Next story. Entitled mother gets mad when I tell her that she can't walk her daughter at a private property. My cousin, 22 female, and her family have a beautiful property. Her mom would babysit me during the summers, so I basically grew up there. There are 3 houses with all of her dad's close family living there, which surrounds a big pond. There is a small boat dock, a tennis court, and a pavilion. It's surrounded by forest except for the entrance. It is a totally private property, which means that they have big signs at the front of the entrance that says "No trespassing." There is also another street sign halfway down the road that says "No trespassing." Her and her family get really annoyed when random people come walking down their property and just ignore the signs. To get to the property, you have to go down a sorta long road that goes past a few buildings. When you first turn into the road, there is a Wawa. Americans who live in NJ, PhD, MD, or VA, let me know if you know what that is. It's a deli shop/convenience store that has amazing food and coffee, a small strip mall, and an apartment complex. I lived in that complex for about a year, which is when this took place. Sorry about the long description, I just hope that this will give you a good enough picture of the area. Now on to the story. When I moved into that apartment complex, I asked my cousin if I could walk my dog around her property. She, of course, gave me permission. One day after I was done walking my dog around the pond, I was leaving through the front gates, which again had the Inti signs. I saw this random woman walking with her young daughter down towards the entrance who I have never seen before. I politely asked her if she knew the family who lived there, and she said no. I then pointed at the big sign and I said, "Sorry, it says no trespassing." She then gave me an annoyed face and said, "Well, you were just on their property," and I replied, "Yes, I was, and I know the family. I am related to them and they gave me permission to go down there." She said, "Well, my daughter wants to go down there, are you saying that she can't explore?" I replied, "If it means that you are trespassing, then yes, I am saying that you and your daughter can't go exploring there." She finally gave out a big, annoyed huff and turned to her daughter and said, in a very rude tone, "Sorry, honey, this lady won't let us go down there," and they finally turned around and started walking back. I felt like it would be awkward if I started to walk behind them back to my apartment, so I turned around and just walked my dog around the pond one more time and then left after that. The next day I was with my cousin and I told her about the entitled mom and she thanked me. She said how annoyed she gets when random people show up. I can relate because I also have a property with no trespassing signs, yet people still walk down it. Honestly, it's probably the most ignored street sign in America. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, make sure like, comment, share and subscribe the channel or posts.